Dark Discoveries is a podcast that dives into the darker corners of history, mystery, and the downright bizarre. We discuss real events that may include graphic details, adult themes, and strong language, not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
We're here to inform, entertain, and maybe make you laugh nervously in public, but never to glorify criminals or make light of victims. Our research is thorough, but hey, we're not perfect.
We don't claim to be historians, so if we get something slightly off, blame Jackie. All opinions are our own, and sometimes even those are questionable.
Welcome back to Dark Discoveries. I am your co-host, Jackie, and I am joined with...
Jimbo.
And Dustin.
Are you sure?
I thought about putting a dramatic pause in there too, but I didn't.
A dramatic...
Jimbo said no dramatic pauses today.
All right, I'll allow it. But yes, welcome back.
Well, you forgot.
What?
And Conrad.
Conrad! Yes, Conrad, our unpaid intern that doesn't exist. Thank you.
He does exist. He does all our research.
That's ChatGPT.
He lives in the distillery and keeps eye on the still.
I hope he doesn't live in the distillery.
And eats crumbs off the floor and writes episodes.
What crumbs? I don't leave crumbs in here. Okay. Anyways. Tonight, guys, I am talking about exploding whales. All right.
Better than exploding diarrhea.
Hey, always. So there.
Have you ever been in like the worst situation when you just hear your stomach go, and you're like, oh no.
You got 30 seconds.
No, I'm going to tell you a true story. Here we go. I had just brought my 2017 Ford Mustang, Thunder Blue.
Ooh.
Going on the interstate, going about, pushing a little 90 maybe, okay.
Jimbo's a risk taker. He's probably doing 65 in a 70.
I always stop at the same exit, right? Get out, get gas, get a drink, go to the bathroom.
It's your hot spot.
Is it a Lowe's?
I just passed the last exit from Southern Indiana to like the next exit. So it's like a 10-mile stretch,
Yeah, there's a chunk there. Uh-huh.
Get right past it. Dead stopped on the interstate.
Oh, no.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
The worst.
I grabbed that seatbelt and I said, please don't. Brand new. I cannot do this in here. Please don't. I don't have any spare clothes with me. I had a blanket in the trunk.
You're willing to sacrifice.
Well, I wasn't really, but I was going to. So I opened the door and I was like, okay. So I opened the door. You got the I'm in the high speed lane, right?
Oh man!
But we're all dead stop. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Lifeline helicopters flying overhead and all that. So I said, well, we're going to be here a while. Mm-hmm. And so I opened up the door. Went around back and I said, man, I can't do this. It doesn't even have two doors. I can open up, block the view. I said, I don't have a bucket in here. I said, this is going to be bad. And you're sitting there, I'm starting to sweat. I turned on the air full blast, turned it off, rolled the windows down, pulled the seat thing again. I said, Lord, I'll never have Buffalo Wild Wings blazing again. I promise you. I said, never eat anything hot ever again. And I said, he didn't listen. I don't think, because I went, I said, I am literally, this 40-something-year-old man's literally about to poop in his brand new.
That's why. That's why Mustang. If you go to my car right now, and it's not just for that.
I don't want to know what you have.
There's always a clean pair of socks and a brand new pair of underwear in my glove box, just because you never know.
But wait.
When you're going to get stuck somewhere.
It gets better. So I seen people starting to, so we had just passed this exit, so the on-ramp's coming up. And I seen people starting to drive up down the up-ramp. And I said, I got to do it. I said, I cannot not make this, right? I mean, we're talking dire straits now. I mean, temperatures rising, beads of sweat. So I said, okay, I'm doing it. So I'm going down there. You get down, cars are honking at me and all this. So I get down there, and I had to do like a big old U-turn to get down there. get caught at a red light. I said, what are my odds?
The closer you get,
the worse it gets.
The worse it gets.
Right. So there was a McDonald's, right?
Senses.
I said, there's a McDonald's.
Oh, God, no.
Wait, I know.
They're
Desperate
always
times.
bad.
So I get it. I said, well, I got to go inside. I got park, park. And, you're trying to walk. And please don't come out. Please don't. So I try to do this fast. So I get in the bathroom, go to the stall. Somebody's in there.
My gosh.
You have got to be kidding me. You have really. So I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, please hurry up, please hurry up, please hurry up. Guy, I'll buy your meal if you just get off the toilet right now.
You gotta love it when it's still warm, too.
Man, he got out of there and Katie barred the door because it got bad. And I heard a kid walk in. He's like, oh, what's that smell? I said, you think it smells bad out there? You should smell it in here, buddy.
Every now and then you paint the toilet. And
every now and then I fall apart. And I need to wipe right now.
So
it's streaking down my butt.
I'm going to go ahead and
it was so hot from the flaming sauce I ate. I had streak marks on my butt that was welted. Okay, I needed an ice cream come from for McDonald's to put on my butt, but their ice cream machine was broke. So I said, "Can I just have a cup of ice, please?"
I'm gonna save my personal story for some other time.
All right, Jackie.
But sorry, to take the because nobody in my family besides my brother's gonna listen.
Your fault. You picked exploding stuff.
I know. I wasn't expecting this.
So before
you should have known better.
I know now.
Before we lost.
Go ahead, Dustin. We've already derailed this episode. Give us your story.
I'm trying. Just to take the pressure off of you. So this was like
pull the belt tighter.
This was during COVID.
God.
My grandma had Alzheimer's. And my aunt's like, well, I'm going to just take her out for a ride. And my grandma's like, and she's got a new, I think it was a Ford Explorer or something. Maybe it was her Fusion. I can't remember. They're not going to listen to this anyways. And grandma's like, no, I don't feel good.
Oh, no.
And she's like, no, get in the car. You need to get out. She's like, I don't feel good, sis. So my aunt gets her out. Grandma's got diarrhea.
Oh, no.
And shits in her front seat. And she like cleans it up and comes by mom to gripe. And mom's like, she told you she wasn't feeling good. So,
I got another one. Wait, one more and then we're done.
No, we'll save it. We got to save it.
I can't. I'll never remember it. I had just saved up enough money. I begged my mom, Mom, Dad, can I get these Air Jordans? I said, everybody's getting them on the basketball team. I need them. No, son, they're $120, $120. Please, Mom, I can't be the only one. And man, they were awesome. I mean, they were the best pair of shoes I ever had. Do you guys remember Old Indiana?
Yeah.
Me, my cousin, and my sister, and one of her friends, I think. We all went with my parents, and me and my cousin got on the tilt-a-whirl.
Oh,
right?
no.
And I'm a pretty big guy, right? He's a pretty big guy. Well, we both set to one side because, you get to spinning faster. Man, we got that thing going. We got on the one that would not stop spinning. I mean, he's like, I don't know. All over my new Jordans.
Oh, it's like the Sandlot.
It was in my sock. It was in my sock. I mean, so far in my sock that when I walked, it felt like I had stepped in a puddle of water.
We thank you for joining us tonight as Jimbo.
So I had to go and I had to try to clean them off in the bathroom. And the whole ride home, it was that putrid vomit.
Stank. Yeah.
All right, back to exploding wells.
Thank you, Jimbo, for
welcome.
derailing this show and scaring away our customers. It's been great talking to you guys.
They don't pay nothing for this.
I
if you join our
This is
Patreon,
high quality entertainment. I don't know what you boys are talking about.
We got to start a Patreon because some of the stuff we could come up with.
Yeah.
I really appreciate
Now
everybody
get one a
listening
pair
to
of
us.
Dustin's dirty socks.
And I'm sorry that it come to this, and I wish you all great on your future endeavors because I think you just killed the podcast.
Oh, it's all right. If we haven't scared them off yet, this probably will. All right. So there's been several cases of exploding whale carcasses due to buildup of gas in the decomposition process.
We've shared the same thing.
Similar to Jimbo's stomach. All right. So, widely reported case of exploding whale occurred in Florence, Oregon in November 1970 when the Oregon Highway Division, which is now the Oregon Department of Transportation, blew up a decaying sperm whale with dynamite in an attempt to dispose of the rotting carcass.
Don't do it, Dustin.
That's all you can do, though. Them things are huge. That's all you can do is blow them up.
The explosion threw whale flesh around 800 feet, which is 240 meters away, and its odor lingered for some time, much like the McDonald's bathroom.
I have a question. Serious?
Yes.
No, this is a serious question. I'm
Yes.
not. Can you eat whale meat?
I don't know. I know that it's used in like perfumes and
Right, but I mean, I didn't know if
makeups.
I didn't know if because
I know whale semen is a lubricant, but I don't know anything about people eating the whale.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody eating flubber. You know
I
what
mean,
I mean?
I'm sure people do because they used to hunt them, but I don't know why. Because I'm not a hunter.
Look it up, Dustin. All right.
All right,
Conrad, get on it. Okay. All right. So, this particular event, the 1970 whale explosion.
So, real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Wow, you actually found it?
Yeah.
I almost get like 2 words out every time.
Yes,
Okay.
whale meat can be eaten and is part of a traditional diet in countries like Norway, Iceland, and Japan, as well as by indigenous communities in places like Alaska. It's a dark red meat described
Kind of like tuna.
to be dissimilar to beef or venison.
Oh.
Sometimes
That's
with a
surprising.
fishy or gamey undertone. However, there are significant health and ethical considerations associated with its consumption. Whales are a top predator and accumulate high levels of toxins such as mercury, PCBs, and forever chemicals, in parentheses, PFAS, and their blubber and meat due to global pollution. These contaminants can pose serious health risk to humans. So
Can we order some and have a cookout here one day?
I'm not.
Would you try it?
Like I
I
like
would
fish.
try some jerky.
I like whitefish and stuff, but I don't really want to eat whale. Like
Let's
Why?
get some whale jerky.
mahi will be about the closest thing we get.
We
to,
won't tell you.
like
We'll tell you
dolphin.
yours is mahi mahi.
I'm in. Trick Dustin.
No, but I mean, can you like have it like freeze dried and sit?
I'm sure we probably could.
So you didn't hear about mercury and health conditions? Like I'm already probably borderline diabetic.
Well,
and
think
gonna have a
about
heart
it, Dustin.
attack. And
Fukushima reactor's been going off for how many years now in the Pacific Ocean? And all the food and fish and seafood and all that's coming out of there.
you
You're
know what
fine.
they say? If it tastes like chicken, just eat chicken. Well, I do like
You said it tastes like beef, though.
I do
like alligator.
Well, looks like
Alligator's good.
I do like gator, so
yeah,
I will.
gator is good.
Okay, well, our food. Back to the
All
exploding.
right. Well, this particular event, the 1970 whale explosion, has inspired parodies such as the American film Reno 911 Miami,
I love Reno 911.
the 2018 Australian film Swinging Safari, and the 2010 Simpsons episode The Squirt and the Whale. It has since been honored by Eugene Emeralds of Minor League Baseball in 2023. All right. So, how does an event such as this happen? Well, on November
Well,
I'm glad you caught that.
A whale gets close to the beach and the tide goes back and it doesn't swim fast enough
you
and
telling
ends up
the
on the
story
beach.
or am I?
wow.
Okay.
Shut up, Dustin.
All right, on November 9th, dang it, Conrad. All right, on November 9th, 1970, a 45-foot long sperm whale washed ashore at Florence on the central Oregon coast. The weight of the carcass was estimated 8 short tons, which is 16,000 pounds or 7,300 kilograms, if you want to be precise. All right. At the time, Oregon beaches were under the jurisdiction of the Highways Division, which, after consulting with the United States Navy, decided to remove the whale using dynamite, assuming that the resulting pieces would be small enough for scavenger animals to consume. Makes sense. George Thornton, the engineer in charge of the operation, told the interview.
Engineer to put dynamite into a whale carcass.
Have you seen the video of this?
I'm pretty sure I have, but like I need
Oh.
like I can mess some stuff up with the best of them. So just make me a whale dynamite engineer, and I'll make sure we put enough TNT in that puppy.
There
to
will not be a scrap left.
blow it to kingdom come.
Blow half the
Yes.
beach up. Those
Yes.
the problem.
So,
And with a new landmark, the
Statue of Dustin.
Dang it. So George Thornton, the engineer that was in charge of the operation, told the interviewer that he was not sure how much dynamite would actually be needed, saying that he had been chosen to remove the whale because of his supervisor had gone hunting.
Just stuff it like a turkey on Thanksgiving. Just keep shoving it in there. It looks good.
Could you imagine your supervisor goes and they're like, hey, you're in charge.
How much dynamite you need? I don't know. About 1 stick per 10 pounds. I don't know.
A charge of 1/2 short ton, which is 450 kilograms of dynamite was selected.
It's an 8-to-1 ratio of whale to dynamite.
A military veteran with explosive training who happened to be in the area warned that they planned 20 cases of dynamite was way too much, and that 20 sticks, which was 8 pounds, 4 ounces, would have sufficed. But his claims and advice went unheeded. Could you imagine literally like 8 times the amount?
Army veterans telling you, hey, buddy, I think
this is a
you
little
got
bit
enough.
of overkill, man.
So if you put like,
You
8
salt
sticks,
to taste, right?
if we put 8 sticks in and it doesn't do enough, we'll just like drill a hole and put more.
Put some more. Yeah. Go with a little.
If you
add as
fail,
you
try
need.
and try again.
That's right. Okay, so the dynamite was detonated November 12th at 3:45 p.m. A cameraman by the name of Doug Brazil filmed it for a story by the news.
It's so good.
By the news reporter Paul Lindman of KATU TV in Portland, Oregon. In his voiceover, Lindman joked that the landlubber newsman became the land blubber newsman. And for the blasted blubber beyond unbelievable bounds. That's hard to say, guys.
Say that again, Jackie.
For the blasted blubber beyond all believable bounds.
I think Connor had fun with that one.
Yeah. The explosion caused large pieces of blubber to land near buildings and in parking lots with some distance away from the beach. Only some of the whale was disintegrated. Most of it remained on the beach for the Oregon Highway Division workers to clear away. In the report, Lindman also noted that scavenger birds, who they had hoped would come to eat the remains of the carcass after the explosion, did not appear as they were possibly scared away by the insane noise.
That they don't want gunpowder all over their mill.
We don't know if it was the gunpowder or the sound, but them
birds ain't around.
They probably got blown up too with 20
They probably
cases of
did.
dynamite.
they went ahead and started their migration south.
Yes. So days before the blast, a local explosive expert had purchased a new automobile in the Get a Whale of a Deal promotion. It was damaged. Oh, God, this is great.
I'm glad the town got behind the dead
whole
whale.
town loved this, and it's still a big thing. All right, it was damaged by a chunk of falling blubber. This 3-foot chunk of whale carcass crushed the new car's roof. The state ended up having to pay for all the damages. All right.
So does it get paid off and you get a new one for free? That's what I
Oh,
wanna
no,
know.
they just got him a new roof. So, ending his story, Lindman noted it might be concluded that should a whale ever be washed ashore in Lane County again, those in charge will not only remember what to do, they'll certainly remember what not to do. When 41 sperm whales beached nearby in 1979, the state officials burned and buried those.
It's TNT.
Yes.
Dynamite.
So, Mr. Thornton told, who's the engineer that was in charge, he told the register guard it went exactly right, except for the blast funneled a hole in the sand under the whale, and that some of the whale chunks were subsequently blown back towards the onlookers and their cars. So it created a backdraft and shot this thing. But Thornton was promoted to the Medford office several months after the incident, and he served in that post until his retirement. But when Lindman contacted him in the mid-1990s, the newsman said that Thornton felt that the operation had been an overall success and that he had converted into public relations disaster by hostile media reports. So, not the fact that, he used 20 tons of dynamite.
So wouldn't it be just easier to get like a big barge and to like put a hole in like the tail and chain it, like
Drag it out for
pull it
scavengers
out
in the sea.
Way to
pull it out.
ruin the ending, Dustin. No, that's exactly what they do now.
pull it out in the ocean and then
Yes.
put 8-to-1 dynamite in the thing and blow the thing up.
Yes. So
You might hurt some living sea creatures out there, though.
But
well, the Senslaw
do fishes have
Pioneer
feelings?
the Senslaw Pioneer Museum has bone fragments of Florence, or from the Florence exploding whale, called Florence's most infamous moment by the local press. Currently, Oregon State Parks Department policy is to bury whale carcasses where they land. If the sand is not deep enough, they are relocated to another beach.
You know,
or
we've all
towed out.
We've all been to those shops in Florida or whatever, like real shark's tooth. Can you imagine the whale thing? Hey, this is actually the whale
Whale
that
blubber.
blew up.
So it is $100 for an inch by inch piece. This one's a 3-foot piece. So this is about $30,000
Yes.
of whale carcass if you want to take this home today.
Well, the news reporting station, the KATU footage resurfaced later as a video file on several websites, becoming a viral video. A 2006 study found that the video had been viewed 35 million times across various websites. In 2020, residents of Florence voted to name a new recreational area Exploding Whale Memorial Park in honor of the incident. It also has a memorial plaque. For the 50th anniversary of the event, the KATU pulled the original 16-millimeter footage from the archives and released a remastered edition of the news report in 4K resolution.
I've seen it.
It's fantastic. So, commemorating the anniversary as well, locals were reported to visit the beach dressed as whales.
Let's upscale the news footage
Yes.
and rebroadcast it.
Florence celebrates Exploding Whale Day annually at Exploding Whale Memorial Park. In 2024, the public was invited to build an altar for the exploding whale. So, is this a common thing? Yes, there has been a few other exploding whales, none as well documented as the 1970s. But another whale explosion occurred January 29th in 2024 in Tainani City in Taiwan. This time, the explosion resulted as a buildup of gas inside the decomposing sperm whale, which caused it to burst. This phenomenon was initially unknown since it occurred in the spinal area of the whale, not in the abdomen as it should have been expected. It was later determined that the whale had most likely been struck by a large shipping vessel, damaging its spine and weakening that area, which led to its death. The whale died after becoming beached on the southern coast, and it took 3 cranes and 50 workers more than 13-hour shifts to lift the whale back onto the back of this truck. Now, the Taiwanese news reported that this whale was being moved, and a large crowd of more than 600 local residents and curiosity seekers, along with vendors selling snack foods and hot drinks, braved the cold temperatures and the chilly wind to watch the workmen try to haul away this dead marine animal. The professor, Wang Changping, had ordered the whale to be moved to the Sasatu Wildlife Preserve area, where he had been refused permission to perform the autopsy at the university. When it burst, the whale carcass was on the back of a truck near the center of Taiwan, en route to the university laboratory for preservation. The whale burst, splattering blood and entrails over surrounding shop fronts, bystanders, and cars. The explosion did not, however, cause any serious injuries or prevent researchers from doing said autopsy on the animal. All right. And in 1928, entrepreneurs Harold Elfinger and M.C. Hutton accidentally exploded a whale carcass as they were attempting to preserve for a sideshow when the embalmer that they had hired badly misjudged the balance of salt and formaldehyde necessary to preserve the specimen.
It's got enough formaldehyde to kill a whale.
That's a whale of a deal.
Then there is another one. In 2024, a whale carcass adrift in the Icelandic harbor was split in 2 by a controlled explosion. The remains were dragged out to sea. However, they soon drifted back and eventually had to be tied down. So it's kind of a common thing. But now the way to dismember and get rid of them is either to bury them or to tow them away.
See, I have good ideas from time to time.
Yes. So, yeah, that's a sad one. So I'm not. Oh no, that's a funny one. Okay, I'll tell that one. All right.
What about the sad one? Before we go funny.
So what is kind of sad that there was an endangered whale that was hit by a cruise ship and impaled on the front of the.
Yeah, that's sad.
That's pretty sad.
That's sad.
But like, I'm sure you can sense as a whale, something bigger than me is coming up on me. I'm not looking to investigate. I'm getting the hell out of the way.
Oh, yeah. So that's a good point. In April of 2024, officials in Trout River, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada expressed concern that the carcass of a blue whale, which had washed upon the shore, might burst as it expanded twice the size due to trap gases. They ended up drilling into this thing multiple times. And when it did, it caused a huge blast of air is what they said.
He farted.
yeah, essentially. So, that is the 1970 exploding whale. And if you or anyone you know have been through Florence, we would love to hear about this festival. That's something that I want to hit up. I would totally go to the exploding
Only if they're exploding a well
So
that day.
I can't vouch to that, but my dad did tell me in the Army, somebody went missing. They went out for a run and went missing for like a day or two. And he had like a heart attack and died and like fell down this little ravine.
Oh.
And like his body was like 2-3 times its normal size because it was blowing up. And he said there was a new sergeant or something that was really cocky and was just an asshole and didn't like him. So he got tripped and pushed down the hill and landed on the body. So I don't think it blew up, but
It wouldn't take much. But I will say this, that
Pretty
episode
bad.
of Seinfeld where
The golfing on the
golf
beach?
ball and-
Right in the blowholes.
like it was all I could think about as I was researching this case. I was like, oh,
Wasn't it George? Who's a marine biologist? Weren't you a marine biologist?
aren't you a marine biologist?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was a Titan, wasn't it? A Titan golf ball. It was a fantastic episode. But yeah, so James, let's go to you, buddy. What you got?
I don't know how I'm going to follow that up. Exploding well. So
I had my doubts. I had my doubts.
but it was excellent.
You blew my mind. with that.
I'm so glad. It was good. Yeah.
That was a well of a tell.
Whale? It's your turn, Jimbo.
Quit
I just
blubbering.
about spit took.
Quit blubbering on so I can.
All right. I'm
All
good.
right.
Okay.
So we're going to bring this back down to a normal episode.
I'm in.
Okay. We're going to be talking about Lost in the Jungle, the vanishing of Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon, or Lusanne. It's Lisanne.
Heck, last episode I called the guy 2 different names.
Right.
So,
But I want to be respectful.
well,
so.
you know, if Conrad would put little quotations in there,
That would be super helpful, Conrad.
and would tell you how to pronounce it, which he still messes that part up too. I don't know.
It won't matter if you don't read the rest.
I don't know why we keep him, but he's free.
Who said we kept him? All right, here we go. So they came to Panama full of hope, 2 young women, best friends, eager to explore the world behind their small Dutch hometown. You ever been on a trip with one of your good friends?
Yeah.
I
I know
prefer
Jackie
not.
was beating stuff out of copyright printers. And
I
all
sure
that stuff
was.
this
I
weekend.
took a girl trip this week and we beat the crap out of stuff in a rage room. It was a blast.
I was just disappointed you didn't have a TV because
Yeah.
Hey, you know
It's
what?
probably-
I had a fax machine.
that fax
and
machine held up.
Yeah,
It did.
Well, I'm like,
And
well,
all
then
I
he was,
could
well, they
think-
was just like tap, tap, tap. I said, lady, put some swing in that thing.
I'm like,
Oh,
that's
that BJ, she's so darn cute. She was like, I'd keep all of my rage on the surface. I love her.
I'm like, that's a good sales point. Like, make this a commercial
Oh,
because
it was
that
a blast.
that
Yeah.
fax, even though you don't need a fax machine no more, it held up. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and they do take donations. So if you have any office equipment you want to get rid of, they will take your donation so we can beat them up. Yes. Mhm.
All right. It was supposed to be an adventure, you know, hiking, volunteering, learning Spanish. But somewhere along a popular mountain trail near the town of Boquete, Boquete, Dustin, once again, if Conrad would do his job, it might be easier to pronounce. But something went wrong. Days later, the jungle would begin to give up its secrets. A backpack found beside a riverbank, a camera full of strange nighttime photographs, and bones, impossibly clean bones. This is the story of Chris and Lisanne and one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries of the 21st century. It's still unsolved. So our story begins in the Netherlands, in this quiet little town of Amersfoort. Chris Krimmers, 21, was a bright student studying cultural, social education, thoughtful, responsible, and eager to help underprivileged children. Lisanne Froon, 22, had just completed her degree in applied psychology. She was tall, athletic, with a warm personality and an adventurous spirit. They were close friends, bonded by curiosity and optimism, and by a shared dream of traveling abroad before beginning their careers. So they wanted to get all their running around away before they actually buckled down in their careers. Sometimes I wish I would have done some of that, but I was too poor to do any of that, so here I am. So they spent 6 months planning their trip to Panama, a blend of tourism and volunteering at a local school in Boquete, a small mountain town famous for coffee and cloud forest. Family and friends described them as cautious travelers. They're trusting, but they're not reckless. When they arrived, they found that the school that they were to volunteer at wasn't ready for them yet. Their first week in Boquete was spent waiting, and waiting often leads to wandering. So on the morning of April 1st, 2014, so just 11 years ago now, Chris and Lisanne set out on a popular hiking route called El Pianista Trail. Locals knew it well. It led through the cloud forest to a scenic overlook called Mirador. Not Mordor from Lord of the Rings fan, but Mirador. It was a moderate hike, usually completed within 3 or 4 hours. Dustin ain't making that one.
Hey, I'm pretty mobile and quick for a fat guy.
For 4 hours?
Yeah,
You know what?
I may not move the next 2 weeks after, but I'm too stubborn to quit.
Coming from the guy that went out texting, hey, what you doing? I just mowed my grass, man. I can't move.
Hey, I get that. That's rough.
That's the sarcasm of having a 600 square foot yard. But it does get hot, man. When it's humid, you're soaked.
That sucks.
Oh, yeah. So the women were last seen having brunch with 2 young Dutch men who offered to join them. But Chris and Lisanne decided to go. Or
Do you
Lisanne
think they
decided,
speak like
they
this?
decided to go alone. So they're like,
It's the language of love.
I'm from Sweden.
Yeah.
oh, man.
Sexy.
Wow. So photographs later recovered from their camera show them smiling at the trailhead, bright blue skies above, lush greenery around them. They reached the Mirador around 1 p.m. The photos show them looking out across the valley, relaxed and happy. And then something changed. They left the marked trail. So
Okay.
somewhere beyond the viewpoint, Chris and Lisanne continued walking. No one knows why. Maybe curiosity. Maybe they thought the trail looped back a different way, maybe a shorter way. Or perhaps they were following something or someone. The next images show a denser forest, steeper terrain, and then the pictures stop. At 4:39 p.m., Lisanne's phone made the first emergency call to Panama's 112 number, which is kind of like
911.
No connection. Over the next several days, both women made multiple attempts to call emergency numbers, but none went through.
Oh, no.
A journal entry later found described fear, lack of signal, and staying near a river. It appeared they were lost. It was the beginning of the end. So it's amazing. They found their camera and they're piecing together the camera picture by picture. Oh, here's where they're at the trailhead, and so on and so forth. So when Chris and Lisanne did not return for dinner the next evening, their host family grew concerned. By April 3rd, search and rescue teams were combing the El Pianista Trail. Posters went up around Boquete. Helicopters scanned the jungle canopy. Their parents flew in from the Netherlands to join the search. But when you're in the middle of a rainforest, it's pretty merciless. There's dense foliage, constant rain, and thick mud, which just slowed down every effort they attempted.
And then when you're in a rainforest, there's usually animals that want to
the
eat
jungle
you and kill you.
The jungle, one rescuer said, hides everything and takes everything. So,
Ooh, I don't like that.
For 10 days, there was nothing. Then weeks later, a local woman turned in a blue backpack she had found beside a riverbank miles from the trail. Inside were 2 pair of sunglasses, $83 in cash, 2 bras, passports, a water bottle, and a camera. Both phones were also inside. Investigators checked the call logs. Dozens of attempts have been made to reach emergency services between April 1st and April 11th. By April 6th, Lizanne's phone battery was dead. Chris's phone lasted until April 11th, though most calls went unanswered.
What year was that?
2013, I think it was.
I'm like, that had to be like one of those old Nokia 5150 bricks.
that would have been-
2014.
I was going to
Because-
say 2014 would have been smartphones at that point.
That was
It'd
a
been
long time for the battery, so they did a
Maybe
good job.
like an iPhone 6 or something.
Yeah.
They did a good job keeping the phone off to,
Well, they might have rotated too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
keep the battery to go 11 days. That's
Well, either that or if you got like one of the, the chargers that you could carry around
the
at the
portable
time.
charger.
Yeah,
But
little
still.
portable chargers.
Did they have those back then?
They had those and they had solar ones too.
That's just that was a long. So they made it 10 days, which is crazy that you could survive that long in a
Foreign country in the rainforest, by a river.
like a real naked and afraid experience because
So-
that's somewhat scripted, but
So the cameras, the camera provided the most haunting clues. Their first half of the photos were typical: smiling faces, bright sunshine, and scenic views. Like, hey, we're on vacation. Then, roughly a week later, came a series of 90 photos taken between 1 and 4 a.m., all in total darkness.
You think they were using it for like a camera?
Some showed the jungle floor,
flash.
Yeah.
a river, a backpack neatly placed on a rock. One image seemed to show part of Chris's head. Others were indecipherable. No one knows why they were taken. Some say they were using the flash as a light source. Others believe they were signaling for help, trying to get any
okay.
hey, is
SOS.
anybody see us or
SOS.
something.
Yeah.
But if you have a phone, usually it has a light on it, right? You wouldn't have to flash it. But this
Yeah.
is 2014, so I don't know.
I was thinking just taking that, you could control the speed when you take the picture with a flash on versus trying to turn the flashlight on, flashlight off, flashlight on, flashlight off.
So 2 months later, locals found human remains along the Culebra River. A boot containing a foot was identified as belonging to Lisanne. Nearby were pelvic bones that DNA tested matched to Chris, but their condition was strange. Chris's bones were completely clean, stripped of flesh, showing no animal bite marks. Lisanne's remains, however, still had bits of skin attached. Forensic experts debated whether natural decomposition could explain it. Some said the bones appeared unnaturally clean, as if bleached.
Yeah, that was my next thing was you'd be able to test that and find out.
Others disagreed. There was no evidence of foul play, no cause of death determined, and no definitive conclusion. The case quickly gained international attention. Some argued it was a tragic accident. The women lost their way, fell into a ravine, and succumbed to the elements. Others saw signs of something more sinister. The backpack was in pristine condition, as if placed, not dropped. The nighttime photos seemed deliberate. Conspiracy theories spread online, as one does, suggesting foul play, human trafficking, or even ritualistic activity, but none of these have been proven. Officially, Panamanian authorities ruled it an accident. Dutch investigators expressed uncertainty, leaving the case officially open. Kremers and Lisanne Froon's family still travel to Panama, leaving flowers at the trailhead of El Pianista. The story continues to fascinate and haunt those who study it. 2 bright lives, full of promise, ended in silence and speculation. The jungle, it seems, keeps its secrets. So, Jackie, what do you think happened to the 2 ladies?
That's really hard to say. I mean, the fact that they found just a foot is
The foot inside of a boot.
inside of the boot is kind of disturbing to me. Gosh, I mean, I almost think it may have been an animal of some sort, but it's hard to say.
But to take your foot off in a boot, it would, you just can't.
Well, that I almost think would have happened later. I almost think that they had an animal attack and then scavenged that way.
It'd have to be because, tendons and ligaments would just by pulling, it's not going to just tiger or a lion. I don't think it's going to have enough force to just pull your foot off.
Yeah, but I mean, it's scavenging eventually as things break down. I mean, who's to say how long they were?
How many days until the remains were found?
It was over 2 months, wasn't it?
Well, and it's kind of strange how the bones said they potentially bleached. I mean, could they have been sun exposure? I mean, or I don't know what the climate would have been.
But was it the boot that was in the foot that was in the boot that was found that was bleached?
Oh, that's an interesting point. I don't know.
Now, I don't know if you guys thought about this. There's two things. Two trains of thought that I have. Number one, maybe the one of them fell down the ravine and the other one down there and said, look, we can't get out here. We're going to have to take your foot off.
Oh.
But I don't know if the evidence shows any of that either. You know what I mean? But they just found a foot. They didn't find the rest of the body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could be. Another thing is, you hear a lot about like bacteria in like the river and stuff. So if they were taking a bath or something, maybe some amoeba or bacteria got on them and like flesh eating and just ate the flesh, because it said the one lady still had some flesh on her, but it wasn't all, you know what I mean? But then again, you would think if we tested it, they would have found something.
Yeah, you would have found some type of
species
chemical
or something.
I'm surprised they didn't test it, especially if.
Well, they probably did, but I mean, I didn't.
But it just didn't result in anything then. So no, that's a really interesting
case. And then especially the camera with 90 photos of just random stuff.
That seems like trying to like SOS, but like I said, if you're in deep foliage, it's not going to get out.
Dark, just trying to see something for a moment, because they didn't really have flashlights.
Or
then.
if they have animals coming out, maybe the flash they were trying to scare like tigers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that
snakes.
Or you're trying to see without giving away your position.
Well, so it's like I watched a show the other day, and they were at nighttime in like Amazon rainforest, and the guide was saying something like, "Hey, you're going to see 3 different types of eyes. There's yellow eyes, which you'll be okay. They're anacondas or something." He said, "There's red eyes." He says, "Stay away from those. Those are poisonous." And then there was some other color of eyes, and he's like,
"How about we just not hang out with snakes?"
Right, but I'm just saying you don't get to choose who you hang out with.
I don't want to hang out with any snakes.
But I'm saying it's crazy. You know what I mean?
So which we didn't watch it till recently, like around COVID, we never watched Naked and Afraid, and they're like, "Oh, they're going to drop them off in the middle of Alabama." And I'm like,
no.
Like, okay, I didn't know Alabama had such bad environment, but they did. But the way you keep that from happening is to not go in the rainforest.
Right, but just think, these 2 girls just out of college before they get ready to start their career, they wanted to go on this hike.
Experience, yeah.
And they went on. Now, something else we touched on.
You don't go in groups of 2, you go in bigger groups.
Well, just remember what happened. There was those 2 Dutch guys that's offered to go with them, and they said, "No, we want to do it on our own."
Maybe they followed them.
And how did this lady just find this backpack? How long had she had it? Yeah. Did she have it longer than she said she did? Maybe once the poster started going up?
Put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, the animals.
Is it cannibals?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it could be.
I don't know.
The animals, the heat, the humidity, the insects, it's all bigger.
Yeah.
Right. So you mean like centipedes and millipedes are freaking huge.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it could definitely, in a lively place like that could.
It's just really
go
weird.
Through a body.
There's a lot of weird stuff with that case that just doesn't add up.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
Maybe the lady thought she was going to get a reward if she turned in the backpack because, hey, I found them. Maybe.
Yeah. Who knows?
All right, Dustin.
So, sometimes the scariest things aren't the ones you see coming. Sometimes they're the ones you hold in your hand. Maybe it's that ice cold can of Diet Coke. That innocent little fizzy sugar-free can of pop. In the 1980s, for a certain corner of paranoid America, that was more than a drink. It was a weapon. Not against foreign armies or even against rebels, but against, us. Against the American male especially. One sip at a time. So let's go back to 1982. Ronald Reagan's in office, the Cold War is humming, and the public is on edge. Coca-Cola launches Diet Coke, sleek and modern, marketed for more of the health-conscious American who want the taste of freedom without the calories or sugars. Well, I think even in the 80s, it was already high fructose corn syrup by then. But we're going to pretend it was still real sugar. That's when Coke was good. But for people wired into the underground newsletters, late night AM radio, and the occasional suspicious pamphlet, this wasn't just a soda. And at the heart of it was aspartame.
Dun, dun, dun.
Aspartame. Is
I know
it
that
tame
name.
or tame? I don't know.
Aspartame, I know the name. All right.
Was discovered by accident in 1965 by a chemist working on an ulcer medication. Nothing sinister, pure laboratory happenstance. But in the minds of conspiracy theorists, that was the perfect cover story. And you know, Americans, we love a good conspiracy. No matter how outlandish. Hell, the more outlandish, the funner they can be. I use them just to troll people, just because I pick out the crazy ones. Like, you know, JFK was killed because he was going to tell the world that aliens was real.
Speaking of which, what the heck was the Jackae costume on Halloween? The Jackie Kennedy, the chick wore.
I don't know.
Big celebrity, was causing all kinds of controversy because she wore the pink suit covered in blood. Yeah, for Halloween. Shame on her.
That's pretty bad. But
Yeah,
we'll
it was bad.
We'll have to look at that at the end of the episode. and tell you.
We'll take a look.
So by the time it was approved for dry foods in 1981 and for beverages in 1983, the FDA approval process was already a lightning rod of suspicion. So the sounds of it, they were able to get that approved pretty quick when a lot of things have to go through rigorous testing and then they don't like it. So go back and do this. And I don't remember if I mentioned this last week, but it's funny that Americans, we overindulge. But
No.
I found a bag of like Lay's
Americans?
chips and
No.
Doritos and different things in Mexico that had a little oval sticker at the top
Yeah.
that said, like, I'm guessing what translates into extreme calories.
They're smart.
A lot of these countries,
We
like,
hide ours.
yeah, they're like, hey, like you can have this, but it's really bad. But a lot of these countries don't put half the crap in the stuff that we eat.
Yeah.
So for them to do that so fast, definitely something that would make you kind of wonder. It didn't help that the company behind it was GD Searle, SEARLE, which is a company that is currently owned by Pfizer. And if you don't know who Pfizer is the company that makes that little blue pill that help with ED, erectile dysfunction. So,
Boner pills. Got it.
Is Pfizer blue or is that Viagra?
well, Pfizer is Pfizer, Viagra. It's the same
I don't know.
thing.
I don't have that problem.
Cialis is the other one, but Viagra, that got all the mainstream attention. So this company had powerful connections in Washington. Donald Rumsfeld, future Secretary of Defense, was CEO. Suddenly, a harmless sweetener became a chemical Trojan horse. A Pentagon insider pushing a neurotoxin into the homes of America. Not exactly comforting, is it? But like I said, Americans, we love to get ourselves worked up and overlook into things. And you know how it goes. Once the rumor starts, they spread like wildfire. Brain tumors, seizures, memory loss. Some claimed it was a secret Pentagon experiment being used to test on civilians. All nonsense, of course. But the fear was intoxicating. You have to remember, it was the late 1980s, or the 1980s. There was tons of Cold War propaganda, distrust in corporations, and scandals like Watergate were still fresh in the mind of Americans. People were primed to believe that maybe something as simple as a Coke or a soda, wherever you're from, pop, whatever you want to call it, could be a vector of control.
My little soda pop. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Dustin, no.
I just love the shoulder roll with it.
It's kind of cool.
You're so cute.
These guys have been drinking too much Coke.
It doesn't. You need to be.
I love it. Yep. Had to be there. Sorry.
But the conspiracy doesn't stop there. Once you start seeing chemicals in your diet, everything else becomes suspect. Mm-hmm. BPAs in plastic bottles and can linings, soy and processed foods, fluoride in drinking water. Suddenly, they're all connected. Some people claim that microwave ovens were part of this plot.
Damn it, Conrad.
The premise was simple. Make the population soft, pliable, and easily influenced. By 1985, people were openly saying it's making men soft.
Should have took that little blue pill.
Well, it's just like, Pfizer, it's just funny, the connections. Soften will, aspartame, and other chemicals in our processed food were supposed to be designed to dull aggression, pacify citizens, and alter male hormones. The theory suggested that men were becoming easier to control, and the societal obedience could be achieved without tanks and
not
soldiers.
easier to control. World domination.
So we didn't need soldiers. We just needed vending machines in your break rooms at work. Or you just could take a walk down the aisle of your local gas station or grocery store, and the answer stood there. Erectile dysfunction, less manly men. Maybe they were trying to control our population with it.
Ooh.
And it wasn't just an underground whisper. Newspapers covered aspartame concerns, reports of lab rats developing tumors, and the media stories of people worried about chemicals in everyday foods. Some journalists framed it seriously, which only made the story more compelling to those fearful. Talk radios, too, got into this as well. They picked it up and ran. By the late 1980s, conspiracy theorists were saying that the soda aisle was the new battlefield. Coca-Cola wasn't just a beverage. It was an instrument of chemical domination. Now let's just take a step back real quick. None of this holds up scientifically. Aspartame has been extensively studied. While overconsumption can have health consequences, there's zero evidence it feminizes men, pacifies the population, or acts as a chemical mind-controlling agent. The FDA's approval process was messy, and corporate lobbying was aggressive. True. But the secret plot to soften America's and sodas, that's just fiction, wrapped in a little bubbly can. So just think about it, It seems so outlandish, but I know people who drink Coke Zero, and I don't know if it's the aspartame itself or if it's the flavor. Something makes them addicted to where they have to have Coke Zero. Granted, Coke Zero may be a little different than Coke because that's just the male version now, because that's what they said was Coke Zero was designed more for men, and Diet Coke was the women. And the marketing and appeal and all that stuff. So it is addictive. So I do agree with that part. Like if they get you hooked on it, you're going to buy it and it's going to make them money. So I do agree with that part. Now, we already talked about that. Yet, that's the beauty and the terror of this conspiracy theory. It doesn't need proof. It doesn't need a reason or, resonance. It needs the human brain's craving for villains. And what could be a better villain than something you enjoy every day? Something ordinary, something familiar. The act of opening a soda can becomes loaded with suspicion. Every sip feels like a choice and a sinister game. And the cultural context matters too. The 1980s was a period of intense social change. Women were entering the workforce in unprecedented numbers. Gender roles were shifting. Advertising pushed diets, fitness, and lifestyle optimizations. I'm pretty sure Jimbo, but you got to remember too, the 80s, you know, Alf would advertise Tab.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of these things were, you know.
Artie's had Alf dolls that you had too, that you have little puppets for Alf.
Yeah, I have them from Pizza Hut when I was a kid.
Oh, might be what I was.
Yeah.
I also have a talking Alf doll still.
Aw,
So-
I have a bunch of Pee Wee ones.
So, I mean, you're getting introduction of, you know, diet pop all over the place at this point. So they're really pushing it. And I even want to say Tetley tea was like decaffeinated and kind of like a diet tea. Like it was
You
just,
lost me there. No drink tea.
it was one of those things that just, you know, the time, you know, I don't think we were as obese. I swear an extra large shirt in 2005 isn't the same size as 2025. I'm telling you.
I'm pretty sure you're not the same size you were
No, but
in
I'm
2005
saying
either.
it feels like even the sizes have changed. So they've
It wouldn't surprise me.
they've
Women's
adjusted.
clothing is all over the freaking place.
It is. There's no
Yeah.
standard to it. And that could be another thing that they could have, you know, for this theory, as things changed, maybe they started changing it some back then. And it's just maybe they made it smaller to where, oh man, you know, and it may go in generations to where maybe the 80s they kind of, you know, tightened things up, loosened it up in the 90s and 2000s, and then brought it back in.
Well, you know,
Because that mental image is in your head on like what the size is.
when I was a kid, my mom used to take me to the store to get school clothes, and she'd say, "All right, we got to go over to the husky section." And I said,
Good old husky.
"Mom, what does husky mean?" She said, "That means you got muscles."
That's
It
right.
wasn't years later till I found out it meant I was fat.
Oh, no, that was muscle, baby.
And I had such a big head that she used to have to cut my shirts here and here to pull over my head on the neckline.
I love that for you. Abby's got one of those heads. That kid's got a head twice the size of her.
And I don't. Is there still a husky section at the store?
No, I think they got rid of that because that's not politically correct.
Well,
So here's what gets me.
big and tall now.
Here's what gets me.
Fat and fluffy.
I'm fluffy.
Go to Walmart. Go to Buc-ee's. Go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. All places, because we're kind of bigger people. You know, I mean, we're not supermodels. We eat. You know, we got some skin on our bones. But those places would make a killing if they would go bigger than a 2 or 3X. Because where do you go when you're a bigger person? You go to Walmart. The Buc-ee's bring people in over the snack and junk food, but you're alienating. They'd pay a couple dollars more. You're alienating that bigger. Same thing, Gatlinburg. There are big old people go on vacation there. I've been there. I've seen them. I'm one of them.
I always thought about opening up a amusement park just for fatter people.
Disney
People. You know what I mean? Like
Disney's very
you know, how many
accommodating.
times have you went to like Kings Island or something? Oh, sorry, sir, you can't ride that because you can't get it latched. Can you imagine if you made one for
haven't
bigger
had
people?
that,
though?
but I did
No.
have
no.
one that I had to be like pushed in because I'm a little large chested, and like it took 2 kids to like push him down.
Yeah.
And
She's
he
like,
was,
"Let me-"
well, he was like,
She's like, let me undo my bra so I can push one this way and that way.
well, one was like a full grown man. The other is like this 18-year-old kid. And like, he's embarrassed. And me, I'm like, you know, trying to suck in. And like the guy laughed because I laughed, but I made the young kid very uncomfortable. I was
It
like,
probably made his day though.
I
slipped and touched
one
your
can
boob.
only hope. So it was good.
But, you know, these places,
What is that? That you?
My little soda pop.
so these places do not,
I thought my phone was going off. I'm sorry.
got a mass panic over here.
I was like, what? I'm not connected.
So it's going to tie in. Trust me, I'm going all the way around the world to tell the story. But those places could really do better by catering to a little bit to the larger people. Disney does great any size, in a wheelchair or not. You can get on any ride in Disney. Does not matter what it is or how big you are. Chances are, unless you're really big, I'm a big guy. They can attest. I'm broad-shouldered. I'm fairly tall, and I got too much around the middle. Big quads. You know, I'm a bigger guy. Everything I can get on Disney. And then I spent the $250 for me and the wife to go to Universal Studios to go to Harry Potter. And we got on the Simpsons 3D ride, which I do not recommend. That VR 3D, it'll make you sick in a heartbeat. First thing we did, and I'm like,
The older I get,
I'm gonna
the
barf.
easier it is to get sick on a ride. I'm like, whoa.
She wanted to ride a roller coaster. And I couldn't, like, we just went to Disney, got everything. I couldn't fit on it. I'm just too broad shouldered. We go do all the Harry Potter stuff. We walk to the stores and we go on the ministry, or is it, I guess you go into Hogwarts, the castle, and they have this thing outside that you get into to make sure you can get in it. And I think it's meant to kind of be like Gringotts or something. I didn't get to make it in because I just said, you go by yourself. How wide it was for your shoulders, I couldn't get in. Like probably a good 8 inches that I was too broad shouldered to get into. You would think Universal would take the same approach. So there is a market for fat people. Like Disney's proving it. Like make one
big bone, Dustin. We don't say fat.
Make one like back row for big people, and they'd make so much more money. I guess it's probably the liability for the parks, but the t-shirts today. I'll pay. I got to buy stuff online. All right. Tangent over. Back to it. So we're talking about gender role shifting. So the advertising was pushing towards diet, fitness, and lifestyle optimization. Men were told to watch calories, to swap their regular Coke for a Diet Coke, and monitor their health in ways that had been considered frivolous before. Combine that with Cold War anxiety and rising distrust in institutions and corporate powers, and you feel the fertile ground for believing that anyone is manipulating your masculinity. If men feel weaker, if society felt soft, maybe it wasn't their fault. Maybe it was the soda. Maybe it was the aspartame. Maybe it was a conspiracy.
Damn aspartame's causing the male loneliness epidemic.
I just, it goes back. It just makes me feel a little bit better that even back then, there was a lot of distrust in the government because it took
their dicks weren't working.
I like to see.
I would like to buy the world a Coke.
In perfect harmony.
Psychologically.
You've never heard that?
No, I've heard it. It's been a minute. It's like, yeah.
Go to which field trip? Go to the World of Coke in Atlanta, Georgia.
No, we won't go to Georgia.
But if you do that, you have to go to the Atlanta History Museum.
No, I like going to Coke World at Disney because then you can try all the fun ones. Yeah.
You can get Beverly.
I like the watermelon one.
Just go to Uranus Fudge.
That's more fun than anything. Get your fudge packed.
No, don't. We
fudge.
went on a big tangent a couple episodes ago.
The best fudge
Not
does
go
come
back.
from Uranus.
Yes.
So it's fascinating. The idea that a chemical something tangible and measurable could account for a broader cultural anxiety. That's comforting, right?
Sure.
It's easier to believe in a tangible enemy than to confront the societal shifts, economic pressures, and the slow erosion of the norm. Diet Coke became a symbol. The can was the villain. The fizz was the instrument of fear. And let's not forget the corporate and political connections that gave us the theory's legs. G.D. Searle, or however you want to say their name, was aggressive in its FDA lobbying, fighting public skepticism while wielding political influence. Rumsfeld's tenure as CEO adds another layer. Suddenly, the sweetener has a name and a face behind it, making the chemical plot seem plausible. These connections were exaggerated, twisted, and combined with the cultural anxiety into a story that was terrifyingly irresistible to the right audience. So just remember, too, while we're talking about these names that you may or may not know if you're younger, but just know pretty much anybody in high office in the U.S. government has a tie, or their family owned, or they were a CEO or a bigwig in some giant corporation.
I like Donald Trump's red button for a Diet Coke. Bing.
Diet Coke's the worst tasting, too.
Oh, no.
By the late 1980s, the narrative had evolved. It wasn't just about one sweetener. It was a philosophy. Chemicals, processed foods, and corporate America were turning citizens soft, compliant. You weren't just drinking a soda or a Coke. You were ingesting obedience. You weren't just eating artificial sweeteners. You were participating in your own subjugate. See another word.
Conrad.
Subjugation. And the irony, people felt clever for realizing it. They felt awake while sipping on their Diet Cokes, imagining they were resisting a sinister global plot. See, I like, because I try to give up regular pop, I like good brewed unsweet tea with sweet and low. You can have, I'll take all the fake sweetener you can give me because sweet and low is the best in iced tea.
Hey, Conrad.
What?
Can we name this episode When Whales Explode and Men Can't?
All right, Conrad, get on it. You know what? Maybe that's what the change in my life was. Maybe I need to go back to regular
Wells
Coke and
explode,
not-
Jimbo almost, and Wells men can't.
Maybe the Cokes, maybe the Dr. Pepper Zeros are taking away my manhood. Maybe that's why I'm becoming more docile.
Or it could just be age and drop of testosterone, which is completely normal.
Yeah. I don't want to admit that I'm as old as I am.
None of us do.
I
Swear
do.
you was
I
anti-aging.
just turned 48. I'm proud of it.
Beautiful. I'm about to turn.
Yeah, I got till
Old.
May. I got one more year. So fast forward to today. You'll see the echoes everywhere. Forums and YouTube channels carry the message forward. Chemicals, soy, BPAs, artificial sweeteners are weakening men, softening the population. It's the same fear dressed in modern packaging. The medium changes, the message doesn't. So what's the takeaway? Diet Coke didn't conquer America. It's no secret chemical plot. Men weren't feminized. Citizens weren't pacified. But it's still a powerful story. Because the ordinary, the things we touch, sip, and consume, can become vessels of our very own fears. Ordinary objects can become symbols of something larger, something sinister. And your imagination is willing to fill the gaps. So it's like anything with paranormal possibly or different things, cults, true crime, everything that we're into. Your brain fills in those gaps for you. And subconsciously, you come up with your own conclusions. So next time you reach for that Diet Coke, that, in my case, that Dr. Pepper Zero, because that's the far superior diet drink, and Mountain Dew diet is horrible. Diet Coke's horrible. Heck, even Diet Dr. Pepper is horrible now after going to Dr. Pepper Zero. And it comes in a range of flavors.
They're all still bad for you.
They are horrible, but I've cut way back.
What about them energy drinks, though, Dustin?
10 calories, no sugar. And I know they're like soy oil and BPAs and all this stuff. It's just, it's too much. Society is, if anything, we have been made fat, fluffy, big boned, whatever, by the stuff that the government allows us to eat that we should never have. The scariest part is that soda isn't dangerous on its own. It's how much we ingest. It's how much we take. We let it become dangerous. We can do something about it. We can replace that Coke, that Diet Coke. But it's all about self-control. And the conspiracy wasn't in the lab or in Washington or Coca-Cola's boardroom. The conspiracy is just in our minds. So next time you reach for that Diet Coke or anything else packaged and marketed to you, ask yourself, is it just a beverage? Or is it a mirror reflecting your need to find villains and explanations in the world that feels like is slipping? Maybe it's sweet. Maybe it's harmless. Or maybe, just maybe, the conspiracy was never the drink at all. Maybe the conspiracy was us sipping along, looking for monsters inside the bubbles. So next time you take that pop and you crack that open and you take a drink.
Wow, what good ASMR.
Just think about it. Just think about
Did
it.
you just think about all the chemicals you just put into your body when you drink that?
I'm going to die. I'm going to die regardless. What I can't fathom
I love
is
you,
the
Dustin.
only thing my grandmother would drink was diet caffeine-free Coke.
My mom will only drink straight Coca-Cola. Like, she's a hummingbird.
Nothing. There is nothing better. Like I know they're like, well, Coke was made before refrigeration and Pepsi. Well, Pepsi was
Yeah,
just
but they
made.
used to put cocaine in it too. Like everybody
That's
loved
why
it.
your mom likes it.
Pepsi.
Give me the real stuff.
Pepsi just tried to be a little bit sweeter.
Didn't work.
So that way, when you took that initial drink, oh, this tastes better. But like I try to stay away. Like Pepsi Max is okay as a diet. I try to stay away from that because it's just not my jam.
What about Crystal Pepsi or Pepsi Crystal? Remember that?
Dude, it tasted
Yeah?
different.
Yeah,
It
it
tasted like it's. Sometimes you eat and drink with your eyes, and when you can't see it, it changes. But there is nothing better in this world. Preferably a 2-liter or a can. I don't like Coke in 20-ounce bottles. There's something in the carbonation that's not right for me. But you take that, you pour it over a glass of ice. It's the best drink you're ever going to have. And remember, people don't drink, bourbon or Jack with Pepsi. They drink it with Coke.
Yeah.
It's a cultural influence, an icon that is in our everyday lives, and it's something we don't need.
Well, it's what.
But we're made to need it.
What did that famous poet once say? Drink to me only with thine eyes, and I shall never thirst again. Do you remember that?
Look at you.
Oh, Jackie.
I'm not a poetry person. Even though
Robert Frost, maybe.
I love Robert
I don't
Frost.
remember. I can't remember if it's him or not, but that's where my mind went to.
Well. So I'm Dustin, and this has been Dark Discoveries. And remember, sometimes the sweetest things are the ones that make you think the hardest.
All right. I do believe Jackie has this episode's missing child.
And the deeper you dive, the darker it gets.
Shame on you.
See, I made y'all think about something. So think like it doesn't matter what it is. Just, let this. I was trying to come up with like a really good hook
All right.
to make you want to like learn more. Maybe scary. I just couldn't do it.
Yes. So tonight we are looking for Miss Amanda Tucker, missing case number M208419943. Amanda has been missing since May 28th of 2025 out of Floral Park, New York. She is currently 17 years old. Any information about Amanda Tucker, please call the Suffolk County Police Department in New York at 631-852-2677. We will post her information on our social medias. And
What?
I don't know. I just had a brain fart, guys. What was I going to finish?
You just you filibuster it. That's what I do. You just
Okay. Well, I don't know what just happened there.
you make something up and you take them all the way around the
She
block.
just
to tell your story.
narcolepsied on.
I did. I'm so tired. But no, yes. So we'll post her information on our social media space. Where can we find that? That's what I was going to ask. Where can we find those things, Dustin?
Facebook Dark Discoveries, our Facebook group. Answer the questions because I'm not going to let bots in because we don't want 1 million fake followers. We want loyal fans, loyal people to communicate with and connect with. And you can find us on Instagram at Dark Discoveries or Dark Discoveries
Are you
Pod.
sure? Because I've never been on Instagram yet.
Look for the logo. I'm pretty sure it is.
I found us on there.
Is anything on there?
I don't know.
Even though TikTok's the devil, we're on TikTok.
I love TikTok.
And
She sends me videos all the time. I'll see them like 3 days later because I didn't
do.
know she sent them.
like I said, I love you guys. The listeners are awesome, even if social media isn't always. So take everything with a grain of sugar and
Or sweet and low, as Dustin would say.
maybe some sweet and low.
Or ED.
and
Wait, Viagra? Okay.
if you are having some problems due to Diet Coke, just go to the gas station, go to the bathroom, put your 50 cents in, and get some horny goat weed.
Is it true that if you take Cialis that you can throw a baseball through a like Nolan Ryan did through the tree, the tire through the tree? You know what I'm talking about?
I would hope that Nolan Ryan could throw a baseball through a tire because that's a pretty big strike zone.
Right.
But
I think that was one of the commercials for it, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was him or Brett Favre throwing a football through it. I
know
remember.
Mark Martin drove the Viagra race car.
Okay.
Cialis was.
Yeah, but he always hit the wall hard.
Oh, Mark Martin is one of the most underrated, criminally underrated race car drivers out there. And he got screwed out of a championship so Dale Earnhardt could win it. And I know it's unpopular, but he's a badass that not everybody knows. Like, they don't give him credit. So
You lost Jack.
look him up.
Yeah,
if you're
I don't know
into
what's
racing,
happening
look
right
at
now.
everything that Mark Martin accomplished. So
Absolutely nothing.
don't
How did we get here?
because he's talking about
The
No, I was
Cialis
being.
Viagra commercial.
I don't really need an explanation.
You're
guys.
the one that started it, Jackie, with exploding wells.
even though Cialis is a name brand, it feels like a generic.
All right. Well, on that, this has been Dark Discoveries.
I already
Don't dive deep with Dustin.
said, hop in the bus, and we're going to take you all the way around the block to tell a story.
Leave it to Dustin to mess it up.
Whale, that was